Alrighty, Algebra 2, in this last and final video, we're going to go over how to write an equation given a table of values. Alrighty, so the first thing I want to do when I have a data table is to identify what my x-intercepts are. To identify what my x-intercepts are, I just need to find the spots on the table where I see zeros for y's. So this first row is x's, that bottom row has my y's. So here's an x-intercept. Here's an x-intercept, and here's an x-intercept. So I can go ahead and start writing my equation in factored form. Y equals, the first thing I'm going to write is the letter A because I don't know what my stretch is. But the first factor I'm going to write is x plus 6. The second factor I'm going to write is x plus 1. The third factor I'm going to write is x minus 2. Okay, now to figure out what this stretch is right here, that's your stretch. Just like in the last example, we need to pick another point, plug that value in for x and y into the equation that we have so far, and solve for a. So realistically, you can pick any one of these points that I'm circling in green on the table. And you can plug those values in for x and y into the equation and solve for a. It does not matter what point you pick because you're going to get the same answer either way. I like to pick the y-intercept. And here's my y-intercept. I know it's my y-intercept because x is 0 here. And again, I'd like to pick the y-intercept because I like to work with the number 0. And it's also just what I'm used to. So I'm going to plug in 4 in for y. So 4 equals, don't know what a is, that's what I'm trying to solve. And I'm going to plug 0 in for x. So I have 0 plus 6, 0 plus 1, and 0 minus 2. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify. So I have 4 equals a, and I end up with times 6 times 1 times negative 2. Simplify that even more. 6 times 1 is 6, and 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. So I have a times negative 12. Now to get a by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 12. And I've figured out what my a is. So a is 4 over negative 12, or I can simplify that fraction and I end up with negative 1/3. So I'm going to go ahead and take this value for a, and that's going to come into the equation that I wrote in blue here so that I can write my final one. So my final equation is going to be y equals negative 1/3 times x plus 6 times x plus 1 times x minus 2. And here's my final equation.